Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Cheltenham Racecourse here on day one of the festival. Here on Tuesday, it is March the 12th, 2019. I'm going to look at all the races on today's program from Cheltenham, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5 for more selections for race courses around the world. Also, join me the rest of the week here on YouTube for some more Cheltenham previews. But today's card, the opening card from Cheltenham, is a great card. Can't say great enough, I know. So we're going to look at all 7 races. We have a lot of horses to talk about. Let's get on to it. Starting off with the first race, the 130. The 130, it's the Grade 1 Sky Bet Supreme Novices Hurdle. It's a Grade 1 race for Class 1 horses going for a purse of $160,000. I used a dollar currency. It's just easier for me instead of the pound. This race for novice 4-year-olds and upwards, field of 18 horses going 3,200 meters or 2 miles over the hurdle course. My top selection here, I'm going to take the 8-horse Grand Sancy. I'm going to go 8-3-2 in the TriCast trifecta. I say trifecta or tricast because that's my top 3 basically. Tell you the truth, I would probably put them all into a forecast and box them all up because they're all decent prices here, and hopefully we'll get a good price to win. But as a top selection, I'll give you the 8-horse Grand Sancy. Harry Cobden's on this Paul Nichols train, 5-year-old going by Diamond Boy. The horse's most recent appearance came the 16th of February when Canton, mile 7/8, 3,000 meters in the Grade 2 Kingwell Hurdle, and the horse won by 3/4 length. He jumped well, had a great turn of foot, and he did very well there on that quite dryish ground. You can see a little wetter ground today, but he should handle it well. Before that, he ran a decent second place finish, I think, on the 5th of January at Sandown on soft ground, 2 miles in the Grade 1 Tolworth Novices Hurdle. The horse finished second by half length. He couldn't catch the winner, but he got around the race course well. He had a decent turn of foot. He ran a good effort there. And then at Ascot on the 22nd of December, 2 miles in the Grade 3 Betfair Exchange Trophy, he finished 4th by 6 lengths there. He had a low weight, and he just didn't handle the course at Ascot. Ascot could be a little tricky at times with a little bit of a tight turn on their jumps course. But then he ran some good races to start the season off at Haydock and Canton. He's coming here to Cheltenham, and I think he'll get around the race course well. He should like the going, and watch out for him. Another horse I possibly would use if you're going to play the tote, what do you think, the totes, the place pot, whatever the thing they call it. A horse I would definitely use here as a little bit of a price also would be the 3-horse Aramon. Paul Townend gets on this one for Willie Mullins, 6-year-old gelding by Monson. He's coming off of a race at Leopardstown earlier last month, 2 miles in the Grade 1 Chanel Pharma Novices Hurdle, and the horse finished second by a head there. He just missed, but he ran a massive race at the end. He stayed the distance well. Before that, in the Future Champions Novice Hurdle, Leopardstown, the day after Christmas, or excuse me, 2 days after Christmas, he won by 10 lengths, and he jumped well, a very easy race. And then at Ferry House in the Royal Bond Novice Hurdle, he finished 3rd by 7 lengths. There, he didn't really get the good closing kick. He didn't handle the ground. He's a horse that's going to really like the wet going today, and I think he's another horse. Watch him at the end because I think he's a live horse, a horse you definitely want to use in your place pots. But to recap my selections for the first from Cheltenham, it is the 130, it is the Grade 1 Sky Bet Supreme Novices Hurdle. As a top selection, I'll take the 8-horse Grand Sancy. Like I said, I'll use the 3-horse Aramon also in the place pot. I'll go 8-3-2 in the TriCast trifecta. Like I said, that's my top 3. And to tell you the truth, I'll probably do an exacta here, or exact key 8 with the 3-2 or box small 3 together. So now let's get to the second race. The 210, the second race from Cheltenham. It's the Grade 1 Racing Post Arkle Challenge Trophy Novices Chase. It's a Grade 1 race for Class 1 horses going for a purse of $234,000. Race for novice 5-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of a dozen horses going 3,200 meters or 2 miles over the chase course. The first steeplechase race of the week. Top selection here, I'm going to take the number 5-horse Hardline. I'm going to go 5-8-3 in the TriCast trifecta. 5-8-3 TriCast trifecta. Top selection of 5-horse Hardline. Davy Russell's on this Gordon Elliott trained 7-year-old gelding by Cardio. The horse's most recent outing came the 3rd of February at Leopardstown, 2 miles 5/8 in the Grade 1 Flogus Novice Chase. He finished 3rd by 5.5 lengths there. It was his first race in a little bit of a time of 5.5, 6 weeks, and I think he maybe needed the run. He just couldn't get the good closing kick, and he had a few mistakes that day. I think the cut back to 2 miles also should really get this horse in the going. Before Before that, he ran at Limerick on the 26th December in Ireland, 2 miles and 1/2, and the Grade 1 Matchbook Betting Exchange Novice Chase, and the horse won by half length. He jumped well, quickened up nicely. It was a very good run, and then Navin on yielding ground, good to soft ground, 2 miles 1/8 in the Grade 3 Irish Stallion Farm, Carolyn Davis Novice Chase. The horse won by 10 lengths, and that was the last time David Russell rode this horse, and he rode him to a great run. He won for fun. That was probably one of his best races of the season. And then before that, he ran in the Credixtown Novice Chase Grade 2 event at Punchestown, November the 17th. He finished second by 7 lengths behind Void de Rouve. He just couldn't get the good closing kick at the end, but he ran a good effort, and then he broke his maiden over the chases in a beginner's chase at Ferry House in early October by 15. He just won for fun. That was a very, the quality wasn't there in that race, but he still got around the race course well. I think he's sitting on a good run. The quick turnaround again, you should like the going, and I think he's a live horse, so at 6-1, I'll definitely use him. Another horse to use would be the 8-horse Layler in the place pod. Richard Johnson gets the leg up for Kaylee Woolcock, 7-year-old gelding by It's Gino. The horse's most recent outing came the 8th of December at Sandown on Tingle Creek Day, mile 15-16, so the same distance as the Tingle Creek, but this race was the Grade 1 Henry the 6th, Henry the 7th Novices Chase. The horse finished third by 12 lengths, and at 73 cents a dollar, he ran a shit race. He never got into it, was never comfortable. The ground was rated soft, but it was on the heavier side of soft. To tell you the truth, watching the replays and looking at the divots in the ground should have been rated soft. He just did not jump well, and he just did not do well there. But his race before here at Cheltenham, he ran a very good race. That came in the 2-mile Grade 2 Racing Post Arkle Trophy Trial Novices Chase, and he won by 7. He jumped well, he quickened up nicely, and that was a very, very eye-popping run. Very good run there first off the break, and then he ran an Aintree last April, 2 miles and 1/16 in the Grade 1 Betway Top Novices Hurdle. Over the hurdle, he won by 2 1/4 lengths, upsetting that day at 14-1. He jumped a great race there. Coming here back to Cheltenham where he had an impressive run, off a little bit of a refreshing. I think he's a live horse, and I think he can run a big race. So at 4-1, his horse I'll definitely use in the place pot also. But to recap my selections for the second, the 310 from Cheltenham, the 210 from Cheltenham, it's Grade 1 Racing Post Arkle Challenge Trophy Novice Chase. As the top selection here, I'll take the 5-horse Hardline. I'm going to go 5-8-3 in the trifecta. I'll use the 5 and the 8 in the place pot. So now the third race from Cheltenham, the 250, it is the Grade 3 Ultima Handicap Chase. It's a Grade 3 race for Class 1 horses, going for a purse of $141,000. Race for 5-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 24 horses tackling the distance of ground of 3 miles and 1/8 over the chase course. My top selection here, well, to tell you the truth, I'm not going to give you a top selection. I'm going to give you 3 horses that I think can win. I'm going to put them in all of them into exacta box or forecast box, and I might do small each way wagers in all 3 of them, or all 3 horses can be used in a place pot. But the 3 horses I really like in this race would be the 6-horse Mr. Whittaker, the 8-horse Magic of Lights, and the 13-horse Single Farm Payment. So I would go 6, 8, 13 here in the Ultimate Handicap Chase. But the first horse I'll talk about is the 6-horse Mr. Whittaker. This Brian Hughes ridden Buchanan trained 7-year-old gelding by Court Cave. He hasn't been seen since the 19th of January at Ascot, 2 miles and 5/8 in the Class 2 Handicap Chase, and he finished 4th by 26 lengths there. He had a high weight, and he just never quickened up, but he never weakened out of it either. I think he needs the extra ground, the extra, he's going up to the extended 3-mile today, and I think he'll really like that trip. He does well at 2.5 miles, but I don't think he's not going to his full potential there. Like I said, I think he wants the 3 miles and 1/8. Before that, he ran here at Cheltenham on the 17th of November, 2 miles and 1/2 in the Grade 3 Bet Victor Gold Cup Handicap Chase, and he finished 4th by 11 lengths. And he had a little bit of a turn of foot, but at 6-1, he should have run a lot better. And then he ran at Carlisle on the 4th of November, 2 miles and 1/2 in a Class 1 Intermediate Chase. He won by 2 1/4 lengths there, jumped well. It was, not the best horse in the world there, but he still ran a good race. And then he ran at this festival last year in an enlisted Novices Handicap Chase, and he won by head with Brian Hughes up. He ran a good effort. I think that going up to 3-mile today should really suit him, and, I think he'll like the going, and I think he'll run well. So he's a horse I'll definitely use on my ticket, along with the 8-horse who is Magic of Light, 8-year-old mare by Flemsforth. The mare taking on the boys here. Robbie Power picks up the mount for Jessica Harrington. This horse, his most recent outing came the 23rd of February at Ferry House, 3 miles and 1/8 in the Grade 3 Bet Victor Bobby Joe Chase, and the horse didn't finish that day. He lost Robbie Power a few from home, and what can you do? He just didn't stay on. But he did have he jumped well a little bit that day. But I think today he'll improve a lot. Before that, he ran at Huntington on the 25th of January in a mare's chase, Class 1. The horse finished second by length. He jumped well. He just lacked a little bit of closing kick, but he got around the race course well there. And then Ascot, 2 miles 15/16 in the Grade 2 OLBG.com mare's hurdle. The horse won by 3 1/4, and over the hurdles, some more obstacles, he just took off clear. He's going to like the longer trip today, and I think he's another horse that's live. So at 12-1, I'll definitely use her, along with the 13 horse, who is Single Farm Payment. Noel Feely gets the leg up for Tom George, 9-year-old gelding by Milan. This horse's most recent outing came the 14th of December here at Cheltenham, 3 miles and 1/4 in the Grade 3 CF Roberts 25th years of sponsorship handicap chase, and the horse ran a good second place finish by a head. He just missed. He jumped well. He ran just as good as the winner there, which is a good thing. Before that, in the Grade 3 Bet Victor handicap chase, he finished fourth by 6.5 lengths here at Cheltenham, and again, he never got around the race course well. It was his first start since April, so maybe he needed the run. And then in Class 2 handicap chase here at Cheltenham last April, he finished second by nose. He jumped a very good race. He just missed at the end. Got beat by a horse who had a little less weight, which I think helped the horse that won, who was another hero. But this horse got around the race course well. Ran this race last year and finished fifth by 12 lengths, where he just kind of had a bad trip, got jostled around, had a few mistakes. But I think coming here today, better weight, better, coming into this race a lot better than last year. And he's another horse I think can really run a decent race, so he'll be used on my ticket. So to recap my selections for the third, the 250 from Cheltenham, it's the Grade 3 Ultimate Handicap Chase. I'm going to use the 6 horse Mr. Whitaker. I'll use the 8 horse Magic of Light, and I'll use the 13 horse here Single Farm Payment. So 6, 8, 13. I'll put them all into an exacta box here, or forecast box, and I'll put them all maybe a small each way on all 3 of them, depending on the odds if they go up nicely, but all 3 of them would definitely be used in a place pot. So now let's get to the featured fourth race from Cheltenham, the 330. It's the Grade 1 Unibet Champion Hurdle Challenge Trophy. It's a Grade 1 race for Class 1 horses, going for a purse of $576,000. Race for 4-year-olds and upwards. Field of 10 horses going 3,200 meters or 2 miles over the hurdle course. We have this race is the battle between Bavard there and Apple's Jade. Who do I like here? I'm going to go to the 2 horse Bavard d'Air. I'm going to go 285 in the TriCast trifecta. The only real way to make money with this race will be playing the TriCast or the forecast, because a win wager on Bavard d'Air just doesn't make sense. He's 2-1 here, unless you're going to really unload on him. But 285 here in the TriCast trifecta. The top selection of 2 is Bavard d'Air. It's 8-year-old gelding by Crillian. Barry Garrity gets the leg up for Nicky Henderson. The horse's most recent outing came the 2nd of February at Sandown, 2 miles on listed hurdle. The horse won by 2 lengths and at 20 cents a dollar. He did everything right. Didn't even, he just walked around for fun. Just mind, it was a small margin of victory, but he didn't really try. It was just a very easy race. Before that, he ran on Boxing Day at Kempton, 2 miles in the Grade 1 Christmas hurdle, and he had to be used that day. He finished second by nose. He just couldn't overcome the horse at the end, but he still fought a good run. And then in the Grade 1 Fighting Fifth hurdle at Newcastle, 2 miles, December the 1st, he won by 8. His seasonal reappearance, he just again took off clear, a very easy victory. And then he ran here at the festival last year in this race, and he won by a neck, beating Mellon and McJazz. That was probably his best run, I think, because he showed so much heart that day to fight back, and he got back and he ran a massive race, I think, at 67 cents a dollar, short price now, but he really ran a good race. He likes Cheltenham, he'll like the going, and I think he could, he'll run the big race here, so I'll take him as a top selection. But to tell you the truth, 2-1's a shit price. So to recap my selections for the fourth, the 330 from Cheltenham, it's the Grade 1 Unibet Champion Hurdle Challenge Trophy. You're going to take the 2 horse Bavard d'Air. I'm going to go 285 and the TriCast trifecta to race 5. The fifth race, the 410 from Cheltenham, it's the Grade 1 OLBG Mares Hurdle. It's a Grade 1 race for Class 1 horses, going for a purse of $160,500. Race for 4-year-olds and upwards, fillies mares only. Field of 15 horses going 4,000 meters or 2 miles and 1/2 over the hurdle course. Top selection, I'm going to take the number 13 horse here, Roxana. I'm going to go 13, 210 in the tri-cash trifecta, but I'll probably do an exacta here, exacta box or exacta key. 13 with the 210, but the top selection and a nice each way wager for me. My best bet of the day is the 13 horse Roxana, 7-year-old mare by Dubai Destiny. Harry Skelton gets a leg up for Dan Skelton. This horse's most recent outing came the 2nd of February at Sandown, 2 miles on a listed hurdle. She finished third by 11 lengths there. She just couldn't get the good closing kick. I do think the 2-mile trip was just a little bit too short for her. I think they just wanted to get her a run before Cheltenham, and that was the best race that fit her. So that was a good, kind of stepping stone to get here to Cheltenham today. Before that, on the 13th of April at Aintree, 3 miles and 1/8 in the Grade 1 Dunbar and Sefton Novices Hurdle. The horse finished second by 1.5 lengths behind Santini. This horse got around the race course well, jumped a good race, and, ran a good second place finish, and then ran at Newbury last March in a 2 miles 9/16 Grade 2 Mares National Hunt Novice Hurdle final. The horse finished second, won that day by 2 3/4 lengths, and, jumped well and just went away with it. A very good race. This horse has showed she could run decent races in the past. She's only had one run so far this season, but I think that was to get her body to run to get to Cheltenham, and I think here you're going to see the full potential of this horse. She's a good weight, and I think she could run a big race in this very wide open event, so watch out for her here at 10-1. I think the favorite here is very beatable. So to recap my selections for the 5th, the 210, the 410 from Cheltenham. Sorry, my the times on my form is all screwed up, but it's the 410 from Cheltenham, the 5th race, Grade 1 OLBG Mares Hurdle. Gonna take the 13 horse Roxana. I'm gonna go 13, 210 in the tri-cash trifecta or exacta. So now let's get to race. The 6th race, the 450 from Cheltenham. It is the Close Brothers Novices Handicap Chase. It's a listed novice handicap chase for Class 1 horses, going for a purse of $89,500. This race for novice 5-year-olds and upwards, horses rated 0 to 145. Field of 20 horses going 4,000 meters or 2.5 miles over the chase course. Another very wide open handicap here. I'll give you 3 horses that I like, and I'll put them all into an exacta or a forecast box, and all of them would be used in a tote tote thing place pod. But the 3 horses I like here are the 4 horse a plus tard, the 9 horse Walt, and the number 17 horse here is Good Man Pat. So I would use 4-9-17 here in the 6th from Cheltenham. But the first horse I'll talk about is the 4 horse a plus tard. Rachel Blackmore is on this Henry. Dave Rome had trained 5-year-old gun by Capguard. This horse's most recent outing came the 13th of January at Punchestown, 2.5 miles in the Grade 3 total event rental novice chase, and the horse finished second by 2 1/4 lengths. He jumped well, just lacked a little bit of kick at the end, but he ran a very good second place finish there. Before that, at Nice on yielding ground, 2 miles straights and beginner's chase, the horse won by 3 1/4 lengths there. He jumped well, quick enough nicely. It was a very good, first victory in Ireland for this horse. And then at Gowran, 2.5 miles in a beginner's chase, the horse finished second by a neck. Jumped well, just lacked a little bit at the end, but got around the race course well. First off the long break. Before that, this horse was running in France at Auteuil, and got around. Won a listed handicap hurdle at Auteuil back in April last year, and ran some good races there, and good race at Pau on Christmas in 2017. But I think coming to Cheltenham today, good weight, coming to this race well. I think she could get a piece fit, so I'll take this horse along with the number 9 horse, who is Walt. Sam Twiston Davies is on this one. This 8-year-old gun by King's Theatre. The horse's most recent outing came the 23rd of February at Kempton, 3 miles in the Grade 3 88 Sport Handicap Chase, and the horse won by a length there. He jumped well, he had a low weight, he had blinkers on, and I think that's the key with this horse. He concentrated on the run, and he took off clear. It was a very good race. Before that, on the 29th of December at Newbury, 2 miles 3/4 in the novice handicap chase Class 3, the horse finished second by a neck. He jumped well, just lacked a little bit at the end, but he had had a good turn of foot there. Second start with blinkers, and his first start with blinkers came at Taunton on this 13th of December, 2 miles 7/8 in the Class 4 Novice Handicap Chase. Horse won by 15. The blinkers did something for him because he just took off clear. It was a very good run. His last start without blinkers in a Class 4 Novice Handicap Chase, he finished 5th by 33 lengths, and he just never got into it. Even before that, a Bangor on D over the summer, a race without blinkers, never got into it. And then at Worcester over the summer, a race without blinkers, never got into it. The blinkers have been the key with this horse. He's going to stay the distance, and I like him a lot. Out of the 3 horses I'm giving you in this race, if I had to give you a top selection, it would probably be him, and I'll probably most definitely do an each-way wager on him. Another horse I'll use here in my exact ticket would be the 17 horse, Good Man Pat, 15-1. Wayne Hutchinson gets on this one for Alan King. This horse's most recent outing came at Kempton a few weeks ago, 2 miles 9/16 in the Grade 2, 8 Sport Pendle Novices Chase. The horse finished third by 5 1/4 lengths there, and he just never got into it, never jumped well. That was a quite good group of horses. I think stepping down in class to this one, to back to a handicap division, he'll do a lot better. Before that, he ran at Plumpton in a handicap, 2 miles and a half, February 13th. The horse won by 1.5 lengths. With the heavyweight, he quickened up nicely, and he ran a good effort. There was only 2 other rivals there, and they lost one during a running, but he still ran well. And then at Plumpton in Class 3 Novice Chase, finished third by 14 lengths. He just needs that little extra kick. He has a good weight here today. He'll like the going, and he's another horse that's he can get a piece of it at the end. A horse you definitely want to use in your place pot. So to recount my selections for the 6th, the 250, or excuse me, the 450 from Cheltenham. Like I said earlier, these times on my form are all screwed up. But it's the 450 from Cheltenham, the 6th race. It's the Coles Brothers Novice Handicap Chase. I'm going to use the 4 horse at Plus Tard, the 9 horse Walt, and the 17 horse here, Good Man Pat. So 4, 9, 17. Put them all to exact box. I'll use them in the place pot. And if I had to give you a top selection with all 3 of them, it would probably be the number 9 horse Walt. I'll definitely do an each way wager on him. So now let's get to the finale from Cheltenham, the 7th race, the night. The nightcap on day 1 of the festival from Cheltenham, the 7th race, the 5:30. It is the Grade 2 National Hunt Challenge Cup Amateur Riders Novice Chase. It's Grade 2 race for Class 1 horses, going for a purse of $160,000. Race for novice 5-year-olds and upwards. Field of 18 horses, going 4 miles over the chase course, so they'll be running quite a bit today. Top selection here, I'll give you the 11 horse Le Brule. I'm going to go 11-7 in the forecast exact. That's the top 2, but I'll put them into an exact box, so 11-7. We'll talk about both of them, but first we'll talk about the 11 horse Le Brule, my top selection. JJ Codd gets on this one, 7-year-old gelding. This horse's most recent appearance came the 19th of January, Haydock, 2.5 miles in the Grade 2 Patrick Cohen Memorial Altacar Novice Chase, and the horse finished 4th by 14 lengths there. He just didn't jump well early on, but he jumped well at the end of the race. He stayed well, but I think the 4-mile trip, he should really stay that, and I think he'll really run well. Before the novice chase here at Cheltenham, 2 miles 5/8, December the 15th, he finished second by 1 1/4 lengths. He jumped well, lacked a little bit of kick at the end, but he got around the race course well, which for Cheltenham, it's a really good thing, because Cheltenham is, you either like it or hate it. He liked it, I think. And then before that, Newberry, 2 miles 7/8 in the Grade 2 John Francombe Novice Chase. He finished third by 7 3/4 lengths again. He didn't weaken out of it, but he didn't quicken up either. He just stayed the distance, but he jumped well there. And then back here at Cheltenham in Novice Chase Class 2's 2.5 miles, November the 16th. Horse finished second by neck. He nearly won. He jumped a good effort. He ran just as good as the winner. I think he's going to like the 4-mile trip today. He has a good weight, and I think he's a live horse, along with the 7-horse Impulsive Star. This 9-year-old gelding by Busy Flight. This horse hasn't been seen since the 12th of January, which came at Warwick, 3 miles 5/8 in the Grade 3 McCoy Classic Handicap Chase, and the horse won by 3 1/4 lengths there. He jumped well. He got around the race course well. It was a very good effort there, but the race before, he had a weird race at Plumpton, two back in a 3 mile 1/4 in the Class 3 Novice Chase, where he finished second by 2 1/4 lengths. A few mistakes, and I just never thought he was comfortable there. It was his first off the break, so maybe he'd need the race. He ran this race last year, and he finished 4th by 24 lengths. Just had a little bit of, he didn't have the good turn of foot that day, and then he ran a Chepstow before that in a 3 mile Novice Chase. He finished third by 10 lengths, never got into it, but he's coming to this race a little bit better than last year. I think at 12-1, he's another live horse. Horse you definitely want to use in the place pots. But to recount my selections now for the 7th, the the 5:30 from Cheltenham. It is the Grade 2 National Hunt Challenge Cup and Amateur Riders Novice Chase. Going to use the 11 horse Le Brule as top selection. I also use the 7 horse Impulsive Star in the place pot. I'll go 11-7 in the forecast exacta, but to tell you the truth, I'll probably do an 11-7 exacta box. So good luck to all. Remember to follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5 for more selections for race courses around the world, and also join me the rest of the week for some more Cheltenham previews. Good luck, everybody.